Okay, so let's talk about this and what we are, what we can do with this business, and how this business could be a good fit for your life. That's really our goal tonight, is to determine if this is going to be a good fit for you. So we are Planet Marketing, and we are also IntelliTravel. We are two different companies teamed up together for a greater good, shall we say. Now, tonight I want to talk about how you can gain financial freedom with this business, personal freedom, and also time freedom. As David mentioned, I am a mother and a wife, and being a mother, like we talked about at the beginning, takes a lot of time. And so it's nice to have a business where I can choose when I work, how long I work, where I work. As long as I have an internet connection, I can work from wherever I want. And that's provided me with a lot of freedom, because like the other day we went to the lake and I was able to, do a little bit of work while I was there. But it was my choice. I don't have to work at the lake, but I can work at the lake, which is pretty amazing. Now, tonight we want to talk about how we and you all can design your ideal life, having your own at-home business, being an entrepreneur, and working digitally, essentially. We don't have to maintain any inventory in our homes like a lot of at-home businesses do, and that provides you a lot of freedom as well. So if you ever needed to move for whatever reason, you just grab your computer and you move, and you start up shop right where you plop down again, and there's no more hassle to it than that. So tonight we'll discover how we can earn more through our home-based businesses, travel more, learn the secrets of travel professionals, you gotta love that one, save more on what we're doing anyway, which is, traveling, going to amazing locations, and then experience more. And we want to be able to enjoy all in our life, without having to get an additional income. Two jobs are for two people, so no sense having two jobs if you can make enough money at one job. So I want to talk about who we are as IntelliTravel. This is Mr. James Ferrara, and he is the IntelliTravel co-founder and president. And he's been in this industry for over 25 years. And IntelliTravel has also been in business for nearly 26 years now. And we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, which is a good thing, a very good thing. It doesn't come easy to get that type of rating. IntelliTravel is based out of Delray Beach, Florida, so hopefully everyone there is safe and well after this hurricane that's been going on. So the great thing about IntelliTravel is that we can work from home, making money, and we have excellent backing behind us. James Ferrara is a very kind man, and he does want everyone to succeed. So let's talk about the possibilities, the infinite possibilities of becoming a travel agent working from home. It's awesome because we can book any type of travel we want. We can book family reunions, we can book cruises, we can book sporting events, we can book, it's called golden tickets. So, sold out concerts, we can do that. We can do honeymoons, destination weddings, you name it, church retreats, fraternities and sororities are traveling all the time. So we can get in on that and, make a living off of what people are already doing. So that's fantastic. So like I just said, we want to get paid, or we're able to get paid on what people are doing anyway. Everyone or almost everyone is traveling or wants to travel. So that makes travel really easy to sell, because it basically sells itself. Because how many times do you ever talk to someone and they're like, I don't ever really want to go on vacation, I just would rather just stay home? Not many people are that way. So it's very easy to sell travel. Now the travel industry, it only is growing all the time. It's a booming industry, $8 trillion annually. That is a boatload of money. That's a lot of money. So it's fantastic that we as at-home travel agents can, benefit from the travel that's going on. And it's only projected that travel is going to become a bigger business. It's projected to go up to 15 trillion in the next 10 years. So I'm okay with that. As a travel agent, I'm great with that. Now, believe it or not, travel is the #1 research category online. And this research is happening between the hours of 9 and 5. Now, if you think about it, the people who are, 9 to 5, you're supposed to be at work. So the people who are searching for travel are people who are maybe sitting in a dreary gray cubicle wishing they were somewhere else. And so we know that there's always going to be someone out there who wants to travel and will travel. Now, a great group of people who are fueling travel are the baby boomers, because they're getting to the age now where they're retiring, and so they've got all the time in the world to travel. They've, saved up from their working throughout their life, and they're ready to travel. So baby boomers are a huge demographic that we can, market to and get business from. It's said that a baby boomer will retire every 20 minutes for the next 20 years. Now that's a lot of people to have as your customer, so we like to keep that in mind. Another group of people who are spending a lot of money on travel are the millennials. So they're ready to get rolling. It's maybe a different type of travel that the millennials are doing than the baby boomers, but still it's travel, and we can profit from both of those. All types of travel we can profit from. Now, in teletravel, we are partnered with major vendors worldwide, which means we can work with Disney, we can work with Carnival Cruise Line, we can work with pretty much any vendor that is in travel, and we have a great relationship with them. They know us, they like to work with us because we send business their way. Now, I'll give you an example of how a commission can happen. We'll just use Disney, for example, because they give a 10% commission. So if you book a trip with Disney, we'll say a $5,000 trip, the commission on that will be $500. So that $500 will get sent to IntelliTravel, and you will get 70 to 80% of that $500, depending on what level you're at within the company at that time. To be able to get up to the 80%, you have to have sold earned $5,000 in commissions with IntelliTravel. So that's how you get bumped up to that higher percentage, which is a great goal because, 10% can really add up. With IntelliTravel, we have no third-party intermediaries, which means you can go directly on your website, which you will get as soon as you enroll as a travel agent, and you can book travel right on there. It's, similar to Expedia, a booking site. So you go on there, you type in your customers' destinations, what they want, and you book it, and that's it. There's nowhere else you have to go if you don't want to, although you can book off of your site. I don't mean to say offline, but not on your site. So you can call Disney directly and book with them, call Princess Cruise Line and book directly with them, or you can do it through your website. So it's great that we can have those options. Now, another fantastic thing which I love is this reserved inventory of group cruise blocks. What that means is that the first of the year, IntelliTravel will contact these different cruise lines, and they'll book X amount of cabins throughout the year for each cruise sailing. And so what that means is if you have a customer that comes to you and says, I want to take this cruise on Christmas, I really want to go, but I called them and the cruise is completely full. Well, part of the reason it may be full is because IntelliTravel has reserved some of those rooms already. So we as IntelliTravel agents can go onto that, go to that vendor and get them that cabin for their cruise that they want. And even better, because it was a group cruise, the prices will be better. So you'll look like a magician to your customer because, one, you'll get them on the cruise they thought was sold out, and two, you'll more than likely be able to get them a cheaper rate because it was booked as a group cruise. Another thing I love with IntelliTravel is they are fantastic in customer support and service. If you have any questions, you can get online and chat with them, you can call them, or you can send them an email, and they're good at responding to you. Now, in our back office, we're able to get, we get our personal website, like it says here, and there's an email marketing program. So if you know that your customer is interested in, we'll say, a trip to Cancun, if you know they're interested in that, you can send them an email through our marketing program that targets Cancun locations specifically. You can send them a message saying, hey, I know that you have been wanting to go here. We've got this fantastic deal for Cancun. Here are some details. Let me know if you want more specifics and we will get them to you. Also in our back office, we have sales tools like flyers and business cards and direct mailers that we can send to our customers. And so it's great because it's all designed for us. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can just use that information that's already been made for us and it's ready to print. We just submit our order, pay for it, and we're on our way. Now, I'm sure you're curious how much you can earn as a travel agent. So let's talk about that because, really, that's what it's all about, right? We need to know what we're going to be able to earn doing this. So let's talk about that. Let's imagine that you have found yourself a frequent business traveler. Now, this is maybe someone who goes and stays at a hotel, 3 nights a week, 3 times a month. And this person can go directly to your website and they can book that travel for themselves. Now, this means that you can sit back and relax and, eat your bonbons on the couch, and they can book that for them. And for that, you will earn a commission of approximately $150. So you can send anyone you want to your website, and they can book to their heart's content. Now, they can book anything, rental car, cruise, flight, anything, and you can just sit back and collect your commission on that. Another way that we can earn money, so let's say we've got a golf trip going on. Now, it doesn't have to be a golf trip. It can maybe be a fishing trip or a snowboarding trip or something along those lines. But let's say you've got a 5-day trip for somebody, a group of 4. Now, really, all you have to do is, find the location they want to stay, figure out what type of hotel they like to stay in, what amenities they want, and then you give your customer the information. They approve it. Okay, that's cool. Let's stay there. And all you do, you type in their name, their address, their billing information. Voila, commission, $274. And now, that really won't take you probably more than 2 hours of your time. So, that's pretty excellent wages for not a lot of work. And if you've ever booked travel for yourself, you can easily book travel for a customer. The only difference is you're putting in their information versus your name and your credit card number. So there's no huge mystery involved. You just got to give them the details and book it. Now, let's talk about this one, the honeymoon. All-inclusive resort in Cancun, complete with butler service. So I went to Cancun on my honeymoon. We booked it ourselves. We booked the cheapest flight. This was before I was a travel agent. We booked the cheapest everything. And terrible flight, by the way. Anyway, I wish that I had been a travel agent at the time, because I would have gotten a fantastic commission off of my own honeymoon. Like, how cool would that have been? So let's say you talk with your fantastic couple, you figure out where they want to go in Cancun, and you book that for them with all the fancy things that they want with the butler service, and you can earn $561 for a booking like this. Now, we do have different partner websites that we work with, and while you're choosing which hotel you want to offer to your customer, right along in the corner, it'll tell you exactly what your commission is. And so that can help you with deciding which hotel you want to promote to your customer. And so that makes it really easy to know exactly what you're going to be earning on the type of work that you're doing. And I love, love, love that feature. Now, here is the big hoobah. This is the group cruises. We love the group cruises. A 5-day group cruise in the Western Caribbean. Well, this example is for a family reunion for 20 cabins. Now, 20 cabins is 40 people. It doesn't have to be a family reunion. It can be a sporting event, a sports group, a sports team, or it can even just be a church group. You may think, oh, how am I going to find 20 couples to fill, 20 cabins to fill, 20 people, 40 people to fill 20 cabins. Sorry, my brain was freezing out for a moment there. So you're thinking, how can I find 40 people to fill 20 cabins? Well, really, think about it. Think of how many churches is in your vicinity. If you're willing to drive an hour, a 60-mile radius around your home, consider the amount of churches in that area, or the amount of schools or colleges, any places like that. And all you need to do is get 40 people, 20 couples to sign up for this group cruise and book that fantastic group cruise to the Western Caribbean, which I wouldn't be sad to take. Well, for something like that, your commission could be $2,240. And, that's pretty amazing, because some people don't make that in a month. Some people don't make that in a couple months. So if you're able to do one booking a month and earn $2,200, that's some fantastic earnings for not a lot of work. So being a travel agent, there is a lot of earning potential, and it's fun. That's the best part, is that it is fun. And it's not like you're, having to sit in a dreary cubicle wishing you were somewhere else. You can sit in your backyard and work. You can sit on the beach and work. As long as you've got that Wi-Fi, you are good to go. Now, speaking of being on the beach, which ironically enough, I'm supposed to be on the beach right now, but Hurricane Irma changed my plans for me, but that's okay, because I'm safe and the people I love are safe, so that's good. I hope everyone else is too. But let's talk about the trips that we can take as travel agents, okay? These are called IntelliTravel trips or familiarization trips. I know we've talked about that a little bit, Samara. The IntelliTrips and the FAM trips are, it's trips that different locations, different properties offer for travel agents to come stay there and learn about their property. Now, these trips are super, super cheap because they want us to promote their property. And what better way to promote a property than to get to know it yourself? It's much easier to sell something or promote something somewhere you've already been, rather than just, drawing a name out of a hat of a hotel you want to send your customers to. It's much easier to talk about it if you've been there. So they want us to come to their property, become educated about what they have to offer, and we're also able to get different certifications for different properties. Now, let's talk about this one that we had. This was earlier this summer. It was Club Med, all-inclusive resort. Now, you had to pay for your flight to get there, but it was a 5-day, 4-night, all-inclusive in Ixtapa, Mexico. This was for travel agents, and it was $199 per person. Now, this isn't for each night. This is for the entire time. So we as travel agents can get some amazing rates on our own travel. And, who wouldn't want to promote a property like this? That's so fantastic. I wouldn't mind hanging out there for a couple weeks. We've got another one coming up this month, actually. It's a 4-day Bahama cruise, another FAM trip. And this is with Carnival Cruise Line. So if you were able to hop on this cruise as an IntelliTravel agent, it would be $199 for an ocean view and $299 for a balcony. Now, of course, everyone's going to choose a balcony. Who wouldn't, right? You're going to want to sit on that balcony and watch the ocean go by while you're relaxing. So, this is real. These are real prices that people are paying as travel agents to take these trips. So you are able to, really benefit yourself for your own travel as a travel agent. We've got a few guarantees that I want to tell you about. This first one is the best travel price guarantee. What this is if you book a trip for your customer, and we'll say, a week or so out after you've booked it, your customer happens to find, or you happen to find, this exact same trip for cheaper somewhere else. All we have to do is contact IntelliTravel, and if we cannot meet or beat this price that has been found, this lower price, they get a credit. It's 110% guarantee is what we call it. So they get a credit for the difference plus 10% for their future travel. So we will always be able to offer our customers the very best price, and that's fantastic. And so your customer will always be able to feel comfortable knowing that you can get them the very best price. And if not, they'll get a credit plus 10% for future travel that they book with you. Another thing we have, which is amazing, is the 100% money back guarantee. Now this applies to you as a travel agent. If you decide to enroll with IntelliTravel, you get in there and start getting a feel for what the company is all about, doing your training, things like that. If for whatever reason within that first 30 days that you enroll, if you decide that this business is not for you, you can call them or email them and request that you can cancel your your enrollment, and you will get 100% of your enrollment money back, no questions asked. You don't have to jump through any fiery hoops or beg anybody or anything like that. You just cancel and you get your money back. So that's really good to know that they stand behind their company enough that they are willing to give you all your money back if it's not working out for you. This other guarantee that we have, which is awesome as well, is our risk-free profit guarantee. This is also for travel agents in that if you sign up with a business, you work the business for a year, if you do not make more money or save more money than you have invested in your monthly fees, you will get a check cut to you for the difference. So there's no way you can lose money within your first year with this business. And you know what? I don't know of anyone who really would have to have taken advantage of this, because you'd have to work pretty hard to not make that much money per month with your business. But it is nice knowing that it's there if you need it. So I'm sure you're wondering how much it is to enroll. So let's talk about that. This Planet Marketing Rep, we'll get back to that because David's going to talk about that. But if you want to enroll as just a travel agent, if you don't want to do any recruiting, which is totally fine because the recruiting is optional, it is $179.95 to enroll. And then you do have to pay a $39.95 monthly fee. But you get a lot for this enrollment and monthly fee. You get customer support, you get someone who's doing your payment processing for you, you're getting a website that is ready to go, you're getting a turnkey business, you're getting training, you're getting the opportunity to be a travel agent and get those benefits like the fam trips and things like that. So it is a super low amount to start your own business and to be able to start gaining the financial freedom and the time freedom that you want and deserve. Now, if you want to be a Planet Marketing rep and an IntelliTravel agent, it is $199.90 to enroll and then $59 a month. But this is a great way to maximize both opportunities in the business. There is fantastic earning potential with both businesses. Like I say, they are two businesses that work together and help each other out. But they are both, you can do one side or the other or both combined. So that is the information regarding the travel side of the business. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and talk about the marketing side. And to do that, my fantastic friend, David Felger, he's gonna take over at this point now. David is a gold builder in this company, which means he has worked really hard to gain a status that helps him financially, and he's a fantastic man. He's a wonderful friend to me. He is a father, he's a hard worker, he works a full-time job, plus has a family, and he has all the information regarding the Planet Marketing side of the business to help you learn if this is going to be working out for you. So I would like to go ahead and hand this over to David and thank him for helping with this presentation today.
Well, thank you very much, Kenzie. And I just want to say, you going over that travel side just makes me want to go out and either take a fam trip or, go out and book some group cruises to make that fantabulous commission.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I am going to cover the Planet Marketing side. A little bit about myself. Kenzie touched on, I'm a father, a husband. I have 4 children, 1 wife. I'm outnumbered, but it's okay. I love it. This opportunity for me has given me that chance to actually be able to retire and not just retire after I've put in 50 or 60 years in a factory somewhere, but, with life left in my body to be actually go out and enjoy it and take advantage of the years I have left, and with a little bit of money in my pocket, if I might add. Excuse me. But this Planet Marketing compensation plan. See if I can get my. There we go. This is this goes over leveraged income and residual income. If you've ever been in direct sales before, you'll know a little bit, a heads up about this. But even if you haven't, this is set up. I came into this company having never had any experience with this, and you don't really have to have experience. It's set up for the average person to make extraordinary income. You guys might know my uncle, Uncle Warren Buffett. He says, never rely on a single source of income. You must invest to create a second source. I don't have a lot of rich uncles, but, that one I do listen to because he knows what he's talking about. So this right here is the man with a plan. This is Mr. Donald Bradley. He is the founder and chairman of the board for Planet Marketing. He actually has about 20 years experience in the travel industry. And he actually left his previous project when he was making $96,000 a month. $96,000 a month. He left that on the table to come start his own company. It was a big step for him, but he just believed that he had the base, the knowledge, the vision to be able to, give other people that same opportunity. He didn't agree with how it was being ran in his previous project. And he's just such a man of integrity that he wanted to prove that he could do this without having to lie to people. He always says, I won't lie to somebody to put food on my family's table. And I've had the honor and pleasure to have had many conversations with this man. Just top-notch character. So Planet Marketing, we're a relatively newly launched marketing company, but we're officially established as far as marketing companies go. They say after 18 months of startup, you're in the clear. We are now officially 23 months old. We've accomplished more in the first 23 months than most companies accomplish in 5 to 7 years in whatever industry they're in. We actually just hit, IntelliTravel has just hit with Planet Marketing, selling $175 million worth of travel since we've been partnered together. That number alone is unheard of as far as home-based businesses go. We're an online business provider, so we supply you with everything you need to get up and running with this opportunity from home, just like the IntelliTravel side. Planet Marketing is actually based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And, with any company, it is solely based on the level of leadership that you have in this company. And Donald Bradley didn't just go out and get any leadership. He's been in enough companies that, he's a documented 7-figure earner. So not only does he know how to approach business, but he knows how to go out and get leadership for his business. And he went out and got 2 of the best, if not the best, of all time. Andy Cawthon, the president and CEO of Planet Marketing, was actually retired. And after talking to Mr. Bradley, he said it was a no-brainer. He was coming out of retirement. He said he loved the vision that Mr. Bradley had, and he wanted to be a part of that. Mr. Cawthon here has decades of executive management, corporate operations, and marketing and sales experience. He's managed multiple billion-dollar global businesses. The reason why this is important to us is we actually are in our second phase of our UK launch, and we should be wrapping that up here pretty soon. And then we are looking at going into Canada, Mexico, and all of Europe. Excuse me. So what, who better than him to head this movement up than somebody that's done this before? To go along with him, we have Ms. Leanne Treckler. She's our COO, and she just basically, I don't say basically, she is phenomenal. She'll stay up, she'll answer emails within about 30 minutes, even if it's the middle of the night, just because she cares about the support and the field operations as far as, the reps and the management goes. It's this group as a whole has come up with, recognition for us as reps. The training we get, just the personal development that they offer, it is truly second to none. This to me was worth the Planet Marketing enrollment alone. So we'll talk about how much can we make on this Planet Marketing side. For every person you go out and make a sale, start their travel agency for them or with them, you will earn a $50 direct sale commission. You don't have to do anything special. You can just invite somebody to something like this, like you were invited tonight, and let them see what we have to offer. If it's for them, great. If it's not, great. This is, usually a no-brainer to anybody that has a little bit of business sense. And even if they don't want to do the Planet side, the travel side by far sells itself, even if they want to save on their own travel. But for every direct sale you get $50. For every person that they would bring in, you actually get a 50% match. So let's say I bring in Kenzie, and with that sale, I would get $50. Let's say Kenzie goes out, and next week she brings in 5 people. So not only is Kenzie going to get $250, but I'm going to get $125 just for the work that Kenzie put in. And this is how you get that leveraged income. You want to be earning off of the efforts of 100 people compared to one. You can put 100% of your own efforts, you're only going to make so much. But if you can make 1% of 100 people's efforts, that gives you that leveraged income. You can branch out and actually achieve more in the same amount of time. And that's what is awesome about Mr. Bradley's vision with this. And then once you hit a certain level, Gold Builder, you actually start to earn $10 bonuses, team bonuses. And I'll go over that here in a little bit. But the power of $10 is huge with this compensation plan. And also, there's no limit on direct sales, matches, or team bonuses. It's all paid up front commissions weekly. We are supposed to get paid every Friday. I have not gotten paid any later than Thursday. So not only do they pay us every week, they pay us early. I'm not going to complain. So here's our builder program. This is saying that for the person that goes out and brings in 3 people to the business, starts 3 travel agencies, they become a bronze builder. Again, this is just a recognition to help people realize that they are achieving what they set out to do. If you get started into this side of the business, you have a goal in mind. You have a why. You have something that drives you. This is something that keeps you focused, keeps you motivated, and on top of the support that the team itself brings to you, it's just something that sort of makes you feel good and know you made the right decision with this. Once you become a silver builder is when you have 6 active ITAs or travel agents on your team, and that's direct sales on your team. And then once you become a gold builder, that's when you have 9 direct active ITAs on your team. And gold builder is quite a huge deal. This is what you shoot for, mainly because you give yourself a pay raise. As a gold builder, you start to receive the first level of $10 team bonuses. Now, this means that instead of $50 for every direct sale you get $60 for every direct sale you have. Instead of $25 on the 50% match, you actually receive $35 for every match that you receive. And then for everybody down past that second level on your team, you receive $10 every time somebody comes onto your team. Now, you might not think $10 sounds like much, but if you get somebody that comes in and, we have people that come in and have network marketing experience, and they come in and add 100 people within 10 weeks like we just had, you're making $10 on each person that they dropped in, and you have nothing to do with it. So you're making this money on them. This is, again, just that extra leveraged income that we can make just because we are helping people as a team. Also, as a gold builder, you start to make 10% matches on all of your personal ITA's travel commissions. So say, I bring in Kenzie here, and she goes out and books that group cruise and gets that $2,200 commission. Congratulations to Kenzie on making that $2,200. But for me, going out and having dinner with my family while she booked that cruise, I'm going to make $220. Now, I just made $220, and I have no clue who the people were that traveled on this trip. But because I helped Kenzie get into this business, and I have 9 active ITAs or more, I'm going to make that 10% commission. Now, is that okay with you? I would like to think so. And then also you get a 10% match on all your personal reps matrix commissions. And I'll go over the matrix here in a little bit, but you'll see how this can add up as well. So here is our residual income part of the business. This is an extra way we get paid on top of everything else you've already seen so far. This is a 3x9 team build matrix. It's a force matrix. Most matrices out there with direct sales are actually a manually placing kind of matrix where you have to actually look in and choose where you're going to place each person in your matrix. Not only is this stressful, but it takes a lot of time, and we want to be out there having fun. We don't want to be in here building our matrix. So this is a matrix that is set up, takes all the guesswork out of it for you. You start, your first row has 3 seats in it. Once you fill those first 3 seats, you go on to the next row. You see on here on the screen it has 3, 9, basically multiples, 27, 81, 243, 729, and so on. We just pretend like if we're standing on the stage and we fill our first 3 seats and fill our first one and our second seat, we could have the person that we just hired, or not hired, but brought in as the first person in our first seat. If they bring in one, they're going to start helping you build your matrix. And it snowballs into that effect that people are going to be building their own teams, but you're going to get paid on it. And this is saying that for every person in your matrix, you're actually going to get a $4 bonus for every person that falls into your matrix. Now, you just can't sit there and let somebody else build your team for you. If you see on the left side of your screen there, it shows the number of personal active ITAs. Once you bring in 2 active ITAs, it unlocks your first 2 levels of your matrix. So you can, make $12 up to $48, depending on how many people fall into your matrix. That might not be much, a tank of gas, bite to eat somewhere here or there. But you start to see the power of that. And then, you go all the way down, you open up the whole matrix as a gold builder, and you see that you have the potential to have a bonus every month of $118,000. I will take that. Now, if we want to look at this through, cloudy glasses and just say, okay, will that really happen? With the position we have right now, for the length of time that we've been in the business and the company that we are partnered with in IntelliTravel, and that they are the best out there, this could very well happen with anybody getting in right now. But let's say you miss it. You get this 10% right. Could you, even over the 3 or 4 years, could you not live off of $11,000 every month as a bonus on top of other things that you're making? I mean, this compensation plan is second to none. Mr. Bradley put this in place for a reason, because he knew that there would be no competition for his compensation plan. I want to add that IntelliTravel and Planet Marketing are actually both debt-free companies. So that means for us as representatives and travel agents, there's no guessing on whether or not we're going to receive our pay. The pay is there. It is already paid to us. It's just a matter of us going out and claiming that. Which, I mean, to me, that is, speaks volumes for itself, to be able to have not only one debt-free company, but both sides of your opportunity be debt-free. It's just, it again speaks to the leadership that are in these companies. So this is the matrix that you would receive those 10% matches on. Let's say you have, we have somebody in your matrix that you brought in, and they go out and build a team of 100, and they're receiving $4 on each person. They receive $400 for those 100 people. You're going to make 10% off that, so you're going to make $40 extra on top of your matrix pay. So again, $4 adds up just as much as $10 adds up. If you were walking through your local Walmart or Piggly Wiggly or Sam's Club and you saw a $10 bill, usually you do the whole look around and you go put your foot on it, make sure nobody else is going to get it, and you sort of slowly bend down and grab that $10 bill and walk away with it, right? That's sort of the way we're looking at here. But this is a team build matrix. This is, they're paid out monthly. We actually received these checks a week early. They're usually paid out on the 15th of the month. We received them on the 9th, I believe, this month. And again, that's just a lot to do with being debt-free. The leadership, this is in place for, ordinary people to make extraordinary money. This is probably the highlight of Mr. Bradley's vision. This is his baby. Coming from the previous travel project he worked in, they didn't have this. If you got a bonus, it was because you had to hit a certain quota or you had to hit a certain amount of travel commissions. Being that we have no quotas, we have no levels, no limits to this kind of income, he is so proud of this. This is where once you reach 100 active ITAs on your team, you become a one-star director. What this does is it basically guarantees you a $12,000 a year raise. As you see there, it actually guarantees you a $500 bonus at the first of every month paid out to you. And then you also get an extra $10 team bonus on top of that $60 you were already making. So instead of the $60 you make for a direct sale as a gold builder, you actually start to make $70 for every direct sale as a one-star director. Instead of $25 for the $35 for the 50% match, you make $45. Then instead of $10 for everybody that comes on your team, you're actually starting to make $20 for every person that falls onto your team. Again, the power of $10 adds up very quickly. One other thing about becoming a one-star director is Mr. Bradley guarantees that you will make no less than $1,000 a month when you add up all of your commissions with that. So he's saying if you would make between your bonus, your direct sales, your matches, you make $800. They will cut you a check for $200 to make sure you make that $1,000 a month. You also may receive a director's jacket with a nice little star. Again, that's just one of those recognitions that, you've worked hard enough. They want to make sure you are, recognized for that feat. And then you see we actually have $10 bonuses all the way up to 5-star. We actually have one 5-star director in the company right now. That just speaks to how new we are, but it shows how quickly you can progress in this company. Mr. Shedrick White, he is actually making well over $500,000 a year $500,000 earner. So for every direct sale he makes, he's actually making $110 for a direct sale. For every person that falls into his team, he's making $60 just for somebody out there doing what they are trying to help their family with. It goes all the way up to 9-star director. There's already talks about a 10-star because we are going to have 9-star directors within the next 3 to 5, 6 years. And this is a legacy company. This is not going anywhere. You'll see that in the next couple slides. This is definitely someplace to be. You're in the right place at the right time. Let's just say that. Just imagine yourself having gotten into Avon or Tupperware or Mary Kay back when they first started rolling out. We only have 19,000 plus agents. They say that if you can get into a company that's established like this before there's 100,000 agents, you have literally found yourself in a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This is no joke. This is very real. There's documented proof. We have 3 $250,000 earners right now. One of which is our leader on our team is JP Watkins. She is the kindest soul. She's always willing to help us out no matter who you are or where you are. It's just the leadership again. They're willing to show you what they can do because they've already done it and they know it can be done. So as 2-star director, you start to receive a $1,000 bonus. That's when you have anywhere from 300 ITAs all the way up to 499 active ITAs. 3-star director, you get a $2,000 bonus at the first of every month. And that's when you have anywhere from 500 ITAs all the way up to 1,499 active ITAs. And you see the progression in the bonuses. And again, these bonuses on top of every other way we get paid. Well, I'm just waiting on my screen to change here. Kenzie, are you able to change that?
We were having a mouse battle there, David. They were changing while you were pushing it, but you must not have seen it.
Yeah, so it's not upgraded, not updating on mine.
Okay, let me go back to the screen that we last heard you talking about.
Okay. So you got a little sneak peek of what I was going to talk about.
Yeah. Okay, so you were done with the director's page, and so now we're going on to learning about the presidential rings and the Rolex.
There we go. Sorry about that confusion. So this is another, recognition that Mr. Bradley wants to give us, and this isn't coming from the company. This is coming from Mr. Bradley's pocket. This is not coming from any Planet income that is coming in through the company. This is straight from Mr. Bradley. This is just his way of thanking you for driving his vision home with people all across the world. We are steadily a growing global company, but we will cover the whole globe eventually. And that just shows how much potential is in this opportunity. When you make $8,333 a month consistently, you became a 6-figure earner, and where you make $100,000 annually. For that feat, you receive the Sapphire ring. Our number 9 money earner and Coach Tiffany McIntosh on our team received this ring out in Vegas in April. Excuse me. Seeing somebody that you care about receive this and know that they've changed their lives, and when you have that many people on your team, you've touched enough lives that they're going to want to do the same thing and return that to somebody that they care about. When you start to make $250,000 annually, which our coach J.P. Watkins has, you receive the Ruby ring. And Mr. Shedrick White, he was the first person and only person at this current time that is over that $500,000 a year mark. And he got to design his own diamond ring that you see there. And he also received the presidential Rolex watch once he reached 5-star, and he actually got that out at Vegas convention as well back in April. It's a $20,000 Rolex watch. I'm not big on watches or expensive jewelry, but I would graciously accept a gift of that magnitude. And then, of course, once you hit the $1 million annual earning rate, $1 million annual earning rate, you receive the double diamond ring. We will have a millionaire before the end of the year in Mr. Shedrick White. That's just, like I said, the way this company is growing, he will definitely be there. So Planet Marketing is actually a turnkey business just as well as IntelliTravel. We provide everything for you. It's all set up, ready to go. You have your tools, your website to track your business, mobile app to grow your business, and more. The mobile app has videos. And not only does it have videos you can send to people, but it actually shows you when they start watching it, how far they got to watching it, and then it gives them options to either get back with you or request more information. Training, there's on-demand and live training all over where we're available at United States, down in the islands, UK, via web calls, again, live training at different locations. And then we also have events quite regularly. The next one is actually coming up at the end of the month down in Atlanta, Georgia. It's our international convention. I know a couple of us will be making that trip down there, and it's just, between learning more about the business, personal development. Again, this Planet Marketing has helped me tremendously as far as personal development, and it's just because Mr. Bradley cares so much about the people that are in his company that he wants to make sure that they are living their lives to the fullest, and he is going to see that it happens. There's everything is here for you to make you successful. All you have to do is put forth the work. This Planet Marketing Pledge was actually released in Vegas back in April as well. That screen changed for you, Kenzie?
I'm here. Now it's talking. Can you see it now where it says become the director?
First one. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. So the Planet Marketing Pledge says once you become a one-star director, you actually you've secured your legacy. This is where in the event of your untimely death as a director, the Planet business you've built will outlast you, not just for one generation, but generation after generation. It's handed down through your will, through your beneficiaries, and Planet Marketing will not let this go back into the company. This is something that, again, he has put into place. He has, it's a debt-free company. Not only will this happen, but the directors, the chairman's board has made a agreement that they will rally around your team to not only continue, that monthly, that weekly commissions that you're bringing in, but they're going to rally around your team so that they continue to grow. So not only will you receive that commission, that income, but it'll grow even after your death. That to me is so powerful to know that it's not going to go for nothing. My kids, and so on and so forth, they will be having that income. They won't miss they'll miss dad, I'm sure, but I'm sure they'll get over it sooner or later. So at this point in the presentation, we like to you're either a 1, 2, or 3. There's only 3 options. You can't be anything else. You can't be a 4. We don't give you that option. You're a 1, 2, or a 3. We'll start at 3. 3 is a thank you, but no thank you. You appreciate the information and think it is for someone, just not for you at this time. And that's fine. We totally understand that. We that's perfectly fine. We understand this isn't for everybody. All we ask is that the next time you might go on a trip and book some travel, get back with the person that invited you here, give them a chance to quote your next trip and, be part of their business. Number 2, you're very interested. You see the potential, but you just might have some questions or, you need to wait a couple weeks to save up the money. We understand that also, but we all are here. We'll open it up for questions afterwards, and we would love to get any questions you have answered so that you can either make that decision tonight or, sometime soon in the future. Then a 1, you're excited, you're ready to go, you see the potential, either as a rep, an agent, or both. Most of us do both just because we see the potential of both sides that this can provide for us. But, if you're a 1, you probably got to the Ixtapa 5-star Club Med resort that Miss Kenzie was talking about, and you almost ran out the door because you just wanted to go somewhere. That's personally how I was after I saw the guarantees as well. But 1, you're ready to go. Get back with the person that sent you here, and they will definitely get you started tonight and get you on your way to making some money and having some fun. So your journey starts now if you choose to. And the journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. You can't go anywhere without making progress. It doesn't have to be a giant leap, but to move forward, you have to make momentum. And without momentum, you're not going anywhere. I thank you guys for getting on this presentation tonight. Again, get back with the person that invited you here. Let them know if you're a 1, 2, or a 3. And, we look forward to working with you if you make that decision.
Excellent, David. Thank you. That information, I love that compensation plan. I love every time you talk about it. It's exciting, and I learn more every time. So thank you so much. Now, let's see.
You're welcome.
You're great. I'm so glad I know you. You're a good man. All right, let's go and answer some questions. Sorry, let me get that up here. Okay. I'm trying to, there we go, manage participants. There's what I was looking for. Sorry. All right. Now, does anyone have any questions? Samara, Sheena, Shirlene, Dusty, anybody? You're all unmuted, by the way, so go ahead and, go ahead and talk if you have any questions. Looks like
I'm muted.
In the chat.
Okay.
Oh, hey, thanks, Sheena. It's every Monday night, my dear. All right, Samara, did you have a question? I see the wheel spinning.
Yeah, just a few. Okay, Tiffany McIntosh has the sapphire ring. She's the first one, or she's the one in your group? But who is the one he mentioned that has the ruby ring?
On our team, we have...
And the diamond ring?
We don't have a diamond ring where on our team necessarily. That's just the number 1.
No, but in the company,
Mr.
because
Shedrick
it's so new.
White. He's the only...
How do you Shedrick? S or CH?
Shedrick. Yes.
White.
You can find him on Facebook.
And then who? Great. Who has the diamond ring?
That's
with the Rolex
Shedrick.
that you said?
Yep, that's Mr. White.
Okay, so he got both the ruby ring and the diamond ring, and the company's so new. Now, the other thing I had was watch my wording here. The chairman's board, and they have the inheritance when the a little specific about this. You're talking about your organization that you have built. The people will be supported by the chairman's board. If your children are not children of entitlement, sorry, I have generational money in my family, and they earn being a part of your business and want to do it, where can I find that structure or do I just have to go through the ranks and get there to find out?
Are you, that's a great question. Are you asking as far as what,
qualifications do the children have to meet in order to be able to inherit this business?
It's up to you. Whatever. It doesn't even have to be your children. It could be, just whoever you decide to will this company to, that they would be.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to.
Okay. Right. Okay. Because the fact is, if people earn it, you don't want somebody who's entitled. Because I have known companies who have decreed the same thing, and I know Ford people from way back when, and it's an entitlement thing, and these people don't deserve one bloody penny of anything. You know what I mean? They didn't earn it, and they're not helping the people that are in the business actually working.
Right.
Sorry about that. That's just my own little opinion. I apologize.
No, that's a great question.
Okay, and then I think that was it. I just wanted to know, because it is such a new company, some people that are from corporate and from companies that have been forever, which there's really no loyalty in this day and age because they can lay you off if they want to. New management comes in or CEOs. But sometimes people want to see, okay, they're feeling a little iffy about looking to switch careers, even though they may be wanting to.
Right.
I want to give them some substantiated, okay, I know it's a young company, but this is the markers that they're hitting. This is who's hitting the marker, etc. And then I had some other questions that I can follow up when my brain will actually trigger them, because I should have made a little star next to them.
No, that's fine. Let me add to that what you just brought up about the relatively new company. Being that IntelliTravel has been around for almost 26 years, and they have that A+ rating with the BBB, that speaks for itself. They have that for a reason. They take care of their customers, their clients. Being that IntelliTravel has been around that long, even though Planet Marketing has only been around for 23 months, like I said, any marketing company that survives past that 18-month, threshold is, there's proof out there that they're not going anywhere anytime soon. With that being said, the whole purpose that Donald Bradley and Mr. Ferrara got together was IntelliTravel had about 1,400 for the first 22, 23 years that they were in business. I'm sorry, you're muted, Samira.
I'm sorry, I apologize. How many agents?
Before
in the beginning.
It was right around.
Yes.
I remember the exact number right offhand. I have my notes right here next to me, but it was right. It was just over 1,000. Within the first 24 hours of in-plant marketing, they added over 1,000 agents. So within the first 24 hours, they doubled the number of agents, and that just goes to show, Mr. Bradley's approach to marketing. The company leadership, just basically IntelliTravel sells the travel, and Planet Marketing sells IntelliTravel. It's just that exclusive partnership that they have together, and we've only done fantastic things started, so it's not going anywhere anytime soon, that's for sure.
I have a quick question. This is a PowerPoint that you've done this presentation on?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so there's just pretty much, as you build the team, people work with you and your team to be able to do these PowerPoints then.
You don't even have to do this PowerPoint. We just say get in and be a professional inviter. Some people like to do it. Some people enjoy to do it. I know directors that have not once showed this presentation. It's not required by any means.
Okay.
We understand people don't do well in front of crowds or in front of, standing up. Public speaking is not everybody's forte. Mine included. You might not be able to tell that, but I'm not a big public speaker. I just enjoy helping. I know Miss Kenzie enjoys helping. Everybody in this business has some form of helping bone in their body, and it's just we see this, we see the potential, and it's awesome to share it with others that we care for, and even those we don't care for. We see the potential.
Now I got a bit of a question for both you and Kenzie. If I can have 3 examples, short stories of your experiences on the travel end of this business, and then maybe 1 to 3 examples, stories of your experience on the marketing this to find IPAs?
ITAs?
The marketing. That's it. I'm getting the terminology down. So I want the travel end, your experiences,
Sure.
Actual practical experiences, and the other marketing end.
Okay, yeah, that's not a problem. Well, when I first started this, I signed up as both right away, and I thought, I'm going to hit the marketing side hard. And so I did. I started that out, at the very beginning. That was kind of what I was like, I'm going to get to 9 and then hit the travel side hard. So I got to 9 pretty quick. did it pretty quick. I'm up to 20. See, I think today I'm at 24 personal ITAs. So I got those. I hit the bronze, the silver, the gold, and then 2020, which is another level of recognition within the company. So I reached those, and the recruiting took a minute to kind of get the hang of and figure out the way to communicate with people and figure out how they liked to be talked to or taught. But kind of once I got the hang of it, I was rolling and I was good to go on the recruiting side of it. And I've loved it. I've loved meeting all these new people. And not everyone's going to sign up, and we know that. And we know that it's okay to just form a relationship with somebody, but not have to sign them up. Yeah. And some people, like last month I enrolled this woman, and she and I started talking right after I signed up. So this was in February. She and I started talking, and she enrolled last month. So it's not like you talk to someone today and tomorrow they sign up all the time. Sometimes that happens. But, you may be talking to someone for months before they enroll, and that's okay. It's about forming relationships in my mind. That's how I view it. So as far as the travel side, people often get concerned that, I don't want to bug my family and friends. I live in a small town. I can't, I don't have enough resources. Well, that doesn't matter because we have the internet available to us. I advertise on Facebook, and, my friends share my information, so the word gets out. And I've only booked a trip for, I think, about 3 people that I actually know personally. The rest have been people that I found on Facebook. And, the trip booking isn't difficult. I had a customer call me and they said, I want to go on a cruise. Here's, we have 6 people. This is our specifics. I called the cruise line. I found out the prices and the details for them, and I booked it for them. And it took maybe an hour and a half grand total, from the time she called me to the time we processed her credit card. And I made $186 off of that one booking. So it's easy. And once you're familiar with the different vendors, it's easy to book with them. And so it's not a big deal. It's not like you're going to have to spend hours and hours booking one trip, because it's not that hard, honestly. And if you are having trouble, there's so many people on the team that you can reach out to find information about that.
Have you built any relationships with certain vendors?
I have, yeah. We have a lot of preferred vendors that we deal with, but I like Carnival Cruise Lines because they're easy to call and get information from. I like GoGo Vacations, which is great for package deals, and they have phenomenal customer service, and that's why I love them. If I get online and I have any issues with their website, I just call them, and they will basically, pamper me and put together a package for me, and I'm done. And I just present it to my customer. They say yes or no, make this change, that change. I book it, and I get the commission. But really, GoGo was the one who put the package together for me. And I also like Disney because, who doesn't want to stay at Disney, right? Those are my top 3: Disney, GoGo, and Carnival Cruise Line. Did that answer your question? Did I get you enough examples?
Wonderful. And David, is there anything that you can input on your experiences with this?
Excuse me. Well, I do need to say that as far as the travel side, I actually work a full-time job at a factory here in Ohio. I work about 60 hours a week. So this business has started as an extremely part-time business. And that's why I love it so much is I've done it so part-time, but I've had such the success that I've had in it that I see the potential with it. Now, even with that being said, people hear that I haven't even advertised the fact that I'm a travel agent yet. And I still have people come up to me and ask, if I'm a travel agent, can I book their travel? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And so they'll give me the details. Like Kenzie was saying, this many people, like I have one right now that I got to call again tomorrow for a group of 8 down to Punta Cana for an all-inclusive. It's simple as that. I could go online. I actually printed out a quote, within about 15 minutes and handed that to her. And then she got back to me the next day and said, well, okay, we want to actually stay in this area of the island and, we want this and this. Can you see what you can do? And there might be 8 more of us. I'm like, yeah, bring anybody you want, if you want to bring 20 people, that's fine with me. But, so the fact that I don't have a lot of time to put into the travel side, and I still feel comfortable enough to be able to either book it online with myself with the basic training that we have available to us. I had vendor training as well, which is all on your own time also. As you go, there's no requirement to it. No, you get this done by a certain time. It's easy. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I sort of went into it expecting the worst. Expecting, okay, this training is going to be hard. I'm going to have to sit there and really, really pay attention. And whether it be just the fact that it's so fun to listen to this stuff, or just the fact that you're building somebody's memories. I mean, that's the way I look at it. You're going to hear about this for years to come to know these people. And even if you don't, you build a relationship with giving a trip that they will remember forever. So not only are they going to come back to you for future trips, they're going to talk about you, their friends and family, and it just snowballs. I mean, it's a great industry to be a part of.
That leads me into another question, your story in relation of this. So being that you stated you haven't advertised as a travel agent side of this, it looks to me, now this is an assumption and you can clarify on this,
yeah,
that when you did present this to somebody, you were looking at the marketing side, and however they weren't interested, perhaps that's what led them to asking you about, do you book travels? How did that come about then?
I have had 3 or 4 people that have seen my marketing ads and said, I don't want anything to do with the opportunity. I'm just looking for a travel agent. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And then I would quote their trip that way. Mainly it was when I first started, I had talked to like my mother and my wife and a couple friends here or there that said, I'm getting into this business, getting into this industry. Then, they sort of asked a couple questions like, oh, what exactly are you doing? And I said, I'm basically just a travel agent and I'm marketing the opportunity as well. Then lo and behold, word of mouth got around, and 3 layers of friends later, and I have no clue how they heard about me doing this, and they give me a call or get a hold of me at work and ask me to quote it. So I mean, we say that word of mouth is the most powerful marketing tool out there. A lot of people don't believe that. They believe that like social media is, but I can't even understand it myself sometimes, but word of mouth is so huge when it comes to the travel industry.
Could I ask a favor of you?
Possibly.
Okay. Well, you said 3 layers of friends. What I have learned in my life is to extend invitations and serve the sizzle, joy of the fun, and share stories. So 3 layers of friends, there's some stories there. If you would, for my benefit, you can just contact the people that you sold the, travel into and say, listen, I was in a training, seminar, and one of the ladies who has done business in corporate in the past asked me a favor, and I wanted to know if you were privy to this. Would you please tell me how you heard about me?
Okay.
And then if you could follow back with me and tell me the story of how they found you.
Okay. I will do my best. I will do my best.
Tells, but the more stories you collect. See, I'm looking to do this. So not only am I going to record, oh, by the way, Kenzie, I have a complete script and dialogue of our entire texting, how we met and everything. So I could tell the story with the cartoons in, because my brother does cartoons, so I do cartoon characters and animation of people. So I have this whole little storyboard of how we met. And the other thing is, I steal stories all the time. Anybody I'm in contact with, I'm going to, David, you're already in my storybook. Because you're the first, actual live training I've ever had of this.
Awesome.
So again, the fun, the joy and fun of it all. See, when I was surfing and everything, I would go to school and we would talk about how much fun we had. And then people from the Midwest that just came to the high school, and I was just hi to everybody, they go, gee, I'd like to surf. I'm like, get your butt to the beach. Let's go. Sell the sizzle and the joy and the fun of it all. So the thing is, I'm stealing stories. If you have a story, if it's funny, I really want it. And then I can say, David, he works 60 hours a week. He's actually doing this. What do you mean you don't have time to do this? In fact, he wasn't even looking at the travel into this. You know what he told me? He told me that 3 layers of friends, after he told his mom and his family and everything, got a hold of him. He doesn't even know how. And he booked a travel.
That's awesome.
See, there's a story right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm taking notes, is because I hate working. I don't know about you guys, but I learned as a young kid not to work. And if you really love what you do, and I love people, and even the grouchy ones, I sit there like Bugs Bunny and, Sylvester, or the little guy with the hat and the 6-shooter, how mad he gets at Bugs Bunny, and he shoots Yosemite Sam. Every job, corporate, everything I've ever done, when somebody gets in my face and starts yelling at me, I have got to really do the poker face. And I'm very, yes, I can handle that. I'll take care of that for you. I know who did. And they're just ripping me a new one, And then everybody, when they walk away, they've said, Samara, how can you handle that? I said, Bugs Bunny. I'm sitting there going, yeah, Doc. What's up, Doc? In my head, I'm chewing on that carrot. So the thing is, even people become animated to me when they lose their temper. So stories sell. And if you have that kind of a joy in your heart, life is just fun. No matter how bad it gets, it's animated after that.
Yep.
So true. It's all in your attitude. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Can I ask you to give me just a little insight on the marketing side of your experiences?
As far as
grab a story and tell me your first experiences, where you are now, and what you've learned.
David is awesome on the marketing side. He went gold builder so fast. I'll tell you a story about David. Okay. Before I ever knew David.
Oh, great. See, I got a story. It doesn't have to be David.
I may not have told David this story, so this might be new for everybody. Okay, so David signed up, and I was new. He signed up, like a month before me, David? And 11th?
Yep.
Okay, so he was a week before me, but we didn't really know each other because we were kind of we had different upline directors and things like that. So anyway, I see David making these, bronze and silver and gold, and I'm like, who is this guy? And so I talked to my sponsor, and I'm like, Heidi, we gotta find out how David is recruiting all these people. So David, you might not know this. So Heidi created a fake account and joined on to David to see how he prospected. She answered one of his ads. because we didn't think that David would tell us his secrets.
I love this. This is too. David, did you know this?
I don't know if I've been told that or not. It sounds new to me.
This is too cute.
I was like, I told Heidi, because I think one of us contacted him, and I don't know if he was busy or whatever, but he didn't get back with us about his secrets. And we're like, that guy is rude. He's not going to tell us his secrets. So she created that fake profile, and then, I mean, the rest is history. That David and I are like best friends in the company. You're my BFF, David.
Did you? How? Okay, now Kenzie, I got a question. So you made this fake profile.
Yeah.
How did you get to know David? Actually, did he follow up and get back to you? What happened?
Okay, I think the very first, the defining moment of David and my friendship is I was unable to go to Vegas convention because I have a young daughter that I'm breastfeeding, and so I couldn't leave her behind with my husband or with her grandma or anything like that. So I was like sitting at home having a pity party, crying to myself that I couldn't go to convention, and I kept posting, people were posting all these awesome pictures of convention and all these live videos, and I was like, oh, poor me, I couldn't make it. I would comment on all of them because I was totally bummed that I couldn't go. So all of a sudden, David calls me on the phone. He messaged me or something and got my number real quick and called me. And he was just like, it's okay. You can still do this. You don't have to be here. It's an amazing adventure and experience, but you can still be progressing and doing what you need to do at home. And I swear, like from that moment on, David and I were like this. Don't you think, David?
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. And we weren't like, I don't think we were really communicating too much before that phone call, were we? I mean, a little bit here and there.
Not that I can remember. Maybe once
No,
or
it was like divine intervention. I'm not even kidding. And he
yeah.
has helped me so much in this business. He's like taken me from here to like up here. So
Yeah,
it's
now I
been,
think I might have to create that fake account and figure out what your secrets are.
I'll send you screenshots.
All right.
Yeah. So, I
Okay,
mean,
so
you can,
David, quick question.
Yeah.
what?
Oh, okay. So how long ago did you take a look at this for the first time, David?
Oh, it was in February, maybe the third or it was the first few days of February. And it wasn't. I had looked at it. A friend of mine here, local to me, and not even really a good friend, but just somebody I knew on Facebook, was posting stuff that she had like live videos from. Now I come to find out we're like marketing meeting, some of those live trainings, and I didn't know what was being said. I didn't understand it, but I was like, oh, that looks pretty professional. That looks pretty cool. Well, then, I just going about my business. I was always playing a game on my phone or something, just wasting my time. Like I said, I had no clue anything like this was out there. I was grown up, raised to where anything outside of a brick and mortar building was a pyramid scheme. I didn't understand the concept of leveraged income, residual income. I was raised that if it sounds like a scam, it is a scam. Well, that's what our parents want us to not think, because that's what their parents taught them to think. And that's what their parents taught them to think. It was that broke mentality that was keeping everybody down. And when you understand the stat that 82% of six-figure earning women are from a home-based business, that's just unreal. I mean, so much I've learned just through this is crazy. I know I'm getting off track, but so anyways, I see this, excuse me, I see this friend of mine, posting some stuff. Not really, I don't even remember seeing advertisements, but then she posted a video of, come to find out, one of her upline directors. And it was just her talking on her back porch about saving money on travel and getting paid to go, travel. I'm like, man, we used to go on vacation all the time. Maybe I should look into this, maybe be able to get my family out on a vacation. So I originally signed up with this company. I signed up for both, but I originally signed up with the idea of being able to learn the tricks of the trade, be able to afford a vacation again for my family. Then about a week afterwards, I was plugging myself in to watch this presentation, every single time I had the chance. And it clicked in my head that, oh man, this compensation plan, this is the real deal. This is legit. This is literally a once in a lifetime opportunity. I was resigned to the fact that I was going to have to work 45, 50 years in my factory job and then retire on 40% of my income. I can't make it on 100% of my income right now, let alone 40%. So, I mean, something had to change, and I had to be that change. And I'm eternally grateful that I was put into the right place at the right time. Well, I mean, I can't even put it into words. I mean, it's yeah.
Okay, now just to move on to go to the next part of my question. So, from what you've told me, now you're brand new. How many bumps and grinds did you have for 1, 2, 3 days, weeks, months until you started getting this? And what do you think it was, that aha moment where you're working with people and signing them on board?
Consistency is the biggest thing. I think I got my first sign up maybe 3 weeks into it, and then I hit gold within 6 weeks. I hit gold March 31st. So whatever that is from February 11th. But my goal, I set a goal. I set a goal to be gold before I went to convention so that I could walk the stage as a gold builder, and I hit my goal. Goals, again, this all comes down to consistency, personal development. It's, you set a goal and you strive for that goal. If you miss the goal, you don't stop. You just adjust and keep going. There's times where, the summer months, June, July, very dry for marketing. But you don't stop because you have to keep that momentum, that funnel full, as we like to call it. You keep posting your ads because those people out there, even though they might not be able to do it during the summer because they have their kids at home, or they're just, they're busy. They're going on a vacation that they planned, months ago. They just don't have the time to look into this. But now, September's hit. This is when marketing season picks back up going into September, October, beginning of November area. People want to have that extra income for Christmas. So, it's going to pick back up, and people that have been staying consistent like myself and like Kenzie and, anybody else that's putting this work forward is going to start to reap what they sow. I mean, there's dry periods out there, but, it's just a matter of working through them.
Well, if June and July are dry for marketing, I'm sure that's for travel agency side.
Right.
But as far as the posting your ads and things, how much percentage this? Is it a major percentage more for internet and stuff, or how much do you do eyeball to eyeball, belly to belly, actually physically talking to people and meeting people?
Mr. Bradley says, he just released another saying about this. Basically, anybody that can do belly to belly and technology, online kind of stuff, whoever can do that combination the best is going to be the most successful in this business. I started out not really knowing what kind of balance to have. Thankfully, especially our team, we have some of, if not the best leaders in all of direct sales industry, between Ms. B. Piku being a genius as far as online marketing goes, and then Coach J.P. Watkins and Coach Tiffany McIntosh, arguably two of the best presenters, motivational speakers, just people that really know how to speak to people. We have the best coaches to improve ourselves. Me personally, I do a lot of both. There's certain levels that you want to try and hit as far as your advertising online, but as far as, talking to people, you're building relationships, like Kenzie said. So you still want to, reach out to the people that trust you. The only downside of that is, like I said, that broke mentality that a lot of parents have ingrained into us, that unless you're working inside of a building, you're not supposed to be making money. And that's, or unless you have a skilled trade or something of that nature, leveraged income isn't real or isn't supposed to be there, but it is helping families all over the place. And I'm grateful for that.
Well, I'm talking about seeing people, in person. I live in this tiny town of 500 people, and so there's not a ton of people here. I would exhaust my resources really quickly. So the majority, I would say 99% of my recruiting has been strictly online. And I've built over 20 people on my team. And so it's not like you have to get in front of people physically. You can still do it. So I would prefer to sit down and have lunch with somebody, but it's not always possible. But you can still be successful.
And let me add to that. Like I said, I work a lot of hours. I don't have a lot of time to, go belly to belly with people. And I don't, like I said, mainly it's the time thing. But the people that I do know, if I'm going out and I give presentations here locally, I live in a town of only 1,600 myself. So it's not like I live in a big city somewhere. It's just a matter of networking properly.
Right.
Being that this is the travel industry, more people that will travel than want to put a wrap on their body. More people that will travel than want to pop a pill to lose 50 pounds in 2 nights.
Right.
Just the power of what we have, and not even as a product, it's just a service that people are doing anyways. Why not? It's just that power that we have in the travel industry. Mm-hmm. So, I think, I believe I could be successful in anything I put my mind to, but I'm very thankful I'm in the travel industry, so I don't have to work as hard as what I would have if I was selling those potion pills and lotions and whatnot.
Absolutely.
One last question for both of you to answer. Sorry about that. I make you work for it. Anyway, on your projection right now, because it looks like you guys are consistent and you're going to be in this, which is a wonderful team to be looking at being a part of.
Yes.
Projecting what you're doing now, what you've acquired, the level, How far do you think it will be in months, years, or a decade even, for full time, if that is your goal, and doing this instead of the factory job or whatever else you have done in the past, or not having to go back to work if you're a stay-at-home mom, because that's a full-time career?
Well, I know David and I are we both have our sight on director, whether it be 1-star or 2-star. I know we're both aiming for that. And I don't see it being impossible to attain by, April of next year to be 1 or 2-star. I don't think that that's too far out of the realm of possibility. Would you say about that time frame, David, or maybe even sooner?
Yeah, I still have a goal of Christmas for 1-star, end of the year for 1-star.
Yeah.
As far as income, and that's the thing. Like, I make good money at my factory job. Like I said, I put the effort forth. I did not want to just work on assembly line, so I got myself a technical job. I didn't go to school at a high. I don't have any schooling. I never went to college. I did not agree with going to college just to get $60,000 in debt and then never be able to pay it off. Mm-hmm. I went and got a job. I worked for my job. Like I said, I had that ingrained in my head that I was going to have to go work for my money, and that's what I did. I'm going to have to replace a pretty good salary, or not salary. I am hourly, but for the amount I make in a year, I'll have to hit probably 2 or 3-star director. With that being said, my initial goal when I first got in February was July 1st of next year as my freedom date. Being that, I had no clue, this was my first go at anything like this, I have adjusted it to Christmas of 2018 to be 6-figure earner. And, I think I'm giving myself a little bit of window. I think I can achieve that before that, though. I definitely believe that, especially just with specifically on the positioning these companies have alone, and knowing what my work ethic is. There will be nothing that stops me.
I agree. I think you can do it sooner than Christmas, but I think that's a comfortable goal.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And what star do you think you'll have to be at, Kenzie, for your freedom?
Well, I think if I can get it 2, I think I'll be good. But my original goal was to be a gold biller, so at 9. So I surpassed that quickly. And then my next goal is 2020, which I surpassed. So I have no doubt that I'm going to reach those goals, especially with David's help. We're really good at, and the rest of the team too, we're really good at, helping each other along. So I think, when I hit 1-star, that's going to be much more comfortable for me in life, because I'm a stay-at-home mom, so any money is better than no money. But yeah, I'm thinking April is kind of my time. And I'm okay with that because, I worked a job once, and I worked there for a year, and I did good. And at the end of the year, they gave me an 18-cent raise, and I was like, "Oh, well, thanks." And they gave me a keychain. So I'm already doing better than 18 cents. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate everything that you guys have done to answer all my questions. I'm sure I'll have more as we go. And thank you again. So grateful for your time. And Great. I respect everything that you guys do for us.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad you were able to jump on. It's good that we could kind of have maybe a smaller gathering tonight so we could spend some time talking to you one-on-one.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.